Hey everyone, and welcome. Today, we are going to crack the code on 15 phrasal verbs that you hear all the time in the business world. You know, they can be a little tricky, but trust me, by the end of this, you'll be using them like a total pro. So have you ever been sitting in a meeting and it feels like everyone is speaking a secret language? You hear stuff like, let's put that off, or we really need to sort this out, and you're just kind of nodding along hoping no one asks you a direct question. Yeah, we've all been there. Well, that's what we're going to do today. We are going to unlock that code right here, right now. We'll break down all these common phrases with really clear examples so you can walk into your next meeting feeling way more confident.
Okay, let's kick things off with the language of teamwork. These first few verbs are all about how we share ideas and, work together like a well-oiled machine.
First up, let's look at two that can be a little confusing. Bring up versus point out. They sound similar, but there's a key difference. You bring up a brand new topic to get a discussion going, but you point out a specific detail within a topic that's already on the table. So one introduces, the other highlights. So here's a perfect example of how you'd hear this. Imagine a presenter says this. They're literally inviting you to introduce new ideas into the conversation. It's a great way to get people involved.
All right, next one. What do you do when you need info before making a big decision? Well, you ask around. This is basically your own informal research. You're talking to colleagues, maybe some experts, just gathering different opinions. It's like crowdsourcing your info before you commit to something.
Have you ever needed someone to just be absolutely 100% crystal clear? That's when you ask them to spell it out. It means explain it so simply in such detail that there is zero chance of a misunderstanding. Now, a little heads up on the tone here. If someone says, "Do I need to spell it out for you?" it can sometimes be a little sarcastic, so just be aware of that.
Okay. This is a classic team player phrase. To chip in or pitch in just means to contribute to a group effort. It could be money, could be ideas, could be just helping out with the work. You're adding your piece to the puzzle. And by the way, they mean the exact same thing, so you can use them interchangeably. You see this all the time with stuff like an office birthday gift, right? Everybody chips in $5 or so, and suddenly you have enough for a really great present. It's a super simple idea that really shows the power of everyone doing their part. Now this is huge for your career. If people can count on you, it means you're dependable, you're reliable, they trust you to do what you say you're going to do. Honestly, being the person your team can always count on is one of the best ways to build a fantastic reputation at work. All right, so we've covered how to talk like a great collaborator. Now, let's switch gears and get into the language of action. This next batch is all about how we tackle tasks, solve problems, and just get stuff done. At the core of pretty much every job is the need to deal with things. It's a really common phrase that just means to handle or manage a situation. It could be a tough client, a project with a crazy deadline, whatever it is, dealing with it means you're taking responsibility and getting it handled. Okay, sort out is a fun one because it has two distinct meanings. On one hand, you can sort out a messy pile of paperwork on your desk. You're organizing it. But you can also sort out a disagreement between two colleagues. You're resolving it. So it's for both organizing and fixing. So before you jump into action, it's usually a pretty good idea to think through the situation. And this isn't just a quick thought. It implies a really careful, deliberate process. You're looking at all the angles, weighing your options, and then deciding on the best way forward. It's all about being strategic. This is a phrase you are going to hear probably every single day. To put off something just means to postpone it. Simple as that. You're not canceling it, you're just pushing it to a later time or a different day. So picture this. You're stuck in a massive traffic jam, and there's no way you're making your 12 o'clock meeting. You'd call the office and ask, "Hey, can we put off the meeting till 1?" It's an absolutely essential phrase for managing schedules.
Look, nobody's perfect, right? Sometimes you just have to do something over. It means you're redoing a task, usually because the first try wasn't quite right or had a mistake. Think of it as a second chance to really nail it. You might even hear someone ask for a do-over, just a chance to try again.
So our last three verbs kind of tell a little story about career ambition. First, in any competitive job, you're going to have to go up against rivals for that big project or promotion. If you work hard, you'll eventually get ahead and move up the ladder. And where you end up? Well, that's your final position. Hopefully, exactly where you wanted to be. Wow, okay, we have covered a lot of ground. So, to make sure all of this really sticks, we've put everything together on one final summary slide. Think of it as your own personal cheat sheet for business phrasal verbs.
And there you have it, your complete list. We've gone all the way from introducing ideas with Bring Up to managing problems with Deal With and climbing the career ladder with Get Ahead. This is your go-to guide. Seriously, pause here, take a screenshot, and keep it handy. It'll be a lifesaver. So now the ball is in your court. Knowing these phrases is great, but actually using them is what really makes the difference. So I'll leave you with this question. Which one of these verbs are you going to chip in to your next conversation at work? Try just one, and you'll see how quickly the rest follow. Thanks for tuning in.